Hello everybody, welcome back to an episode of Trails Beyond the Horizon. Last part, we finished up our virtual trial, and we're having a big banquet to celebrate our success for passing the trial, I guess. We saw a couple things that happened after the events of Daybreak 2 that led up to now, and all that kind of fun jazz. Now we got to talk to a bunch of people, and all that kind of fun stuff. But before that, let's talk to this man. What do you got? Hey, Mr. Butler. What the food here is a dear liking, Mr. Arkwright. Bet it is. You guys must have got a great selection going on here. It's all carefully laid out so we don't get tired of eating the same sweets over and over again, even down to the drinks. I'm quite glad to see you enjoying it. If you'd like, please take this as well. I had bought it from the capital. I'll take it! This morning's issue of the Tyrell Times, huh? Pretty thoughtful of you. Biggest PMC in Zemuria. Hard to grasp the scale of an organization like this. Well, I suppose I'll just enjoy myself for the time being. Alright, I guess we're talking to everybody else around here. Talk to you guys. Sup? At it already, huh? And I forgot Lapis was kind of a focal point in Daybreak 2. I kind of forgot that she was that other spirit, like with Mare. I forgot that. I forgot all the stuff. I almost forgot all the stuff that happened with Lapis in Daybreak 2. That's how Fairy knew who Lapis was when I made that comment in the last part. She looks so good though. Anything tasty. Word in the streets that you're not out to conquer the confectionery world one sweet at a time. Not the way I would have phrased it, but sure. As for you, little lady, Naughty and Soon weren't kidding when you said you could pack it away. Old man George worked out a way to convert it all into doll-compatible energy, I'm told. It was a shock to us, too, way back when. Her stomach's grown a few sizes since then. Almost makes you want to keep the food in common, just to see how much more she can wolf down. Here, Lapis, Lapis, Lapis. How about another helping of roast chicken, all slathered in gravy? Moving on. It's good to officially meet Schwarzer. Armbrust. Then again, Claus on Miss Herschel's told me so many stories that this feels more like a reunion. That sounds about right. We've heard a few things here. We've heard a few things here and there about you too. Though Crow has the edge on me there, given the near miss you had during the immigrant incidents. Yeah, no hard feelings, but I was doing some poking around your business at the time. Figures you were skulking behind the curtains. Or I think you view it just as a stranger, especially with an MO like that. I'll take that as an honor. By the way, we're about the same age too, right? Not sure how much you've already caught on to my whole situation, but right now I run a freelance contracting office over in the free city of Talsum. If you need extra hands, just give me a ring, yeah? Be nice if the offer stands the other way around too. Well, fancy that. Most of the jobs you take must be bigger in scale than my usual fare. But sure, can't go wrong paving a two-way street with the original C, Erebonia's unsung hero. Not sure how much use I'll be with whatever errands you not so unsung heroes here have got going on though. Sorry, but that's a card we'll have to keep close to our chests. Still, it'd be great to know we can rely on each other for help in case something does come up. Not to mention, I believe we have a certain acquaintance in common. Ah. He must be that junior disciple she mentions. Well, I won't just out and name drop her, but you got my condolences. And watch your step. One look at that swordplay you showed off earlier, and she'll drag into a fight if it's the last thing she does. I'll keep that in mind. Yep. Doesn't she want to fight Ring too? Though for the improvements at May, she seems to be climbing even higher. You two had a run in the start of last year, right? She must be some serious business if this is your takeaway. The way things are set up this time around, we're probably in for a close brush. Or even closer, depending. And on that note, I got a request for your Arkwright. Any chance you and the rest of your solutions crew can take Princess Silverblade in? Maybe keep a tight leash on her for a bit? Are you nuts? We haven't even heard a peep from her for over 2 months now. The last time last time was when she tried to make up for my eating Oh shit, I read the wrong. Let me start over. The last time was when she tried to make up for my eating my limited edition cake with a half-assed replacement with a tee-hee whoopsie. The early summer exclusive sweet cherry one, you mean? I remember that. I had a slice of it myself. It was simply adorable, and outrageously scrumptious to boot. What was that? That was an inside job? Wait, weren't you still in the shard form back then? He's got more layers to him than the story suggests. Pun not intended. Yeah, plus a pal in the CD we should be on our toes about. Still, I think we can trust this one more or less. I remember that. That was funny. As far as springing yourself into full body action at the moment was noticed, I'll grant passing marks. It would appear that you greatly refine your predictive eye over the course of your traineeship. You think so? All the help Vaughn and Aaron gave me must have paid off. I'm really starting to feel like my moves are 2 steps ahead of whatever my teammates are about to do. Even so, your grasp of the battlefield in its entirety is less than optimal. You over-rely on the auras close by to inform your actions. To truly embody the essence of a Kruger warrior, you must draw on the flames of the war zone and channel them to a godly roar of lightning, a step which is yet beyond you. Aww. You're way too hard on me, Cosm. Like sister, like brother, always in combat mode. Can't they talk about something more, I don't know, party appropriate? That's just the Kruger way for you. They got more of a typical brother-sister relationship than you'd think, though, outside of combat training. When the whole family was together at their last New Year's festival, Cosm doted on Farah with a vengeance. The way he'd beam at their 2 little siblings, like nothing I'd ever seen out of them before. I can't even picture it. You were at the village's New Year festival, though, or eh? Not that I didn't have any hunches. Still, going to meet the boyfriend's parents at their holiday homecoming? These ones must be pretty serious. Marduk and the crew have a partnership, that's all. Some equipment got newly refurbished and... nuts to this. No, he's pretending otherwise. We've been going to stay for about 3 years now, so he figured it was about time to introduce me. Oh, interesting. Whoa, that long already? You're 2 years older than Rosette, right? Sure, that's still plenty young, but you sure as hell ain't a teenager anymore. Yeah, here you are, dating in this workplace, season the work day on, off the clock. Man, what I wouldn't give. Listen, you. Perhaps you should prioritize your own private affairs before making sport of others. I don't mean to suggest putting the self above all else, but there are some fields in which fulfilling a personal life will directly impact one's performance. Your hollow style and Kunlun expertise, for instance, say nothing of the 4 SPGs you undertake. Yeah, can't argue there. I'm pretty curious about that part of Vaughn's life myself. Apparently he and Elaine used to go out when they were still in school. Get out of town! I'd heard he, she, and the President's Four-Eyed Aid were an old posse together, but... Wellity. Ex-sweethearts with Beauty's Blade. Now if that don't beat all. I was about to go a little more in depth on your relationship statuses, Like, say, with Rosette? Pardon my insolence. I've got no flings to speak of, so have pity. What are you guys talking about over here? Oh, hey, Arkride. Making the rounds already. How admirable. This is indeed a prime opportunity to expand your horizons. I'd say mine are broad enough, both front stage and back. But our wily host here is giving me plenty of incentive with the crowd he's gathered. 2 Dominions, 1 active, 1 retired, a crew from Thor's. And to top it off, a certain big shot who shouldn't even exist anymore. Bit overkill for just a combat tech unveiling, if you ask me. Always the pointed critic, aren't we? As you are already aware, Marduk had the privilege of entering a technological alliance with the whole city of Arteria. Consequently, we're anticipating a great deal of collaboration with Zypha and Shard technology with not only them, but the Epstein Foundation as well. That is also how Father Kevin and Mr. Zaman here were procured to participate in today's tests. Nice way to spin it. It felt more to me like you had the whole city and the Foundation with their backs to the wall. I'm well aware that there's been an ulterior motive at play from the outset, but you have my gratitude for the occasion nonetheless. It's true that this is not entirely without an agenda, but I do hope you consider it equitable for all involved. Marduk's mission statement calls for a proactive approach to publicly releasing our innovations, the AR technology from today included. Yeah, and to heart, it flat out floored me. VR is impressive enough, but this is sort of the thing that blurs the boundaries of reality altogether. That is the very concept behind its development, actually. We already had a theoretical framework, but it was the 6th generation sci-fi standard that finally allowed us to bring it to fruition. Of course, the sheer scale of spatial mapping required limits to its application to dedicated facilities such as this at present. That notwithstanding, with presented side by side with virtual reality, something of this nature is certain to make waves the world over. And given that both the church and the foundation had now been brought on, it leaves me very curious as the project's end goal. Well, at the very least, I can assure you that our aims are nothing nefarious. Match has got an invitation down into an art. Ain't often someone can throw a throne dyke this far off balance. Yeah, even now our commander and the rest of us growls about I can't hold a candle to him. On the flip side, I'd say the only person who could help right now would be none other than Her Holiness. Oh yeah? And by that you mean... In any event, it's a shame you and Father Kevin brought a smaller turnout than initially anticipated, Mr. Arkwright. Granted, invitations were not extended to those members of your office from whom appeared to have unavoidable business to attend to. But after all our painstaking efforts, I'd hope to have more testers to astound with our newest combat AR technology. Huh, so that's how it is. Agnes is busy with finals right now, while Quatrain has his college credit requirements to deal with. Doubt Rosette would have offered that info, so he must have found out through some other means. Well, don't sweat it. Got a decent hand on all this, so I'll give our team the rundown when we're back at the capital. What about Aaron? And I'm sure the other lady is busy doing film work. Besides, any gaps I leave, Rosette and Master will be there to fill in. Indeed, Agnes and the others should take it to like fish to water. On that note, I'm a bit surprised that you arrived by your lonesome, Kevin. Your other squires, I can understand, but one would at least expect you to bring Reese along. About that. Guess you probably already heard, Master. But over on the Eteria side of things. Alright, sharing time's over. This con was on a need-to-know basis only. What the happened with Reese? Now I'm even more curious. What the fuck? Oops. A pity that, though I do have a faint idea, courtesy of the grapevine. It's a bit galling, I must add, that our company wasn't tasked with incorporating the Zypha standard into your core systems. The ones the church keeps under top secret wraps, you mean? Probably about time with how outdated it must be. And Reese, she's your childhood friend, right? One whose thumb they say you're always under? Cool it with the two-pronged attack, will ya? What happened with Reese? What the fuck? Oh, Mr. Arkwright. Speak the devil. Humble the top dog, the Ironbloods, considering we're with wild gossip, Potter. And you're Orion, right? Can't see you two and a Rosette seem like the likeliest of trios. As it happens, I've been in contact with Mr. Orion over Marduk-related business for a short while now. This man and I have shared some correspondence as well in regard to Ms. Rosenberg's situation. As such, this seemed an opportune time to relay any further matters that pertain to them. You don't say. The two of us, on the other hand, already share personal ties. I owed my foundation of knowledge and basic sense of his instructions several years ago. How could I ever forget? But I must say, you've come to hardly even resemble the pawn. That is, the person you were back then. I know, she's come so far. She's had the best character development all of Class 7, in my opinion, and she still does. And she looks fantastic for it. I appreciate you saying so. Pretty loaded thank you there. Guess I'll just keep my nose to myself, though. That is probably for the best. They were both ally and adversary throughout the war, after all. Anyway, nice to finally meet you in person instead of over comms for once, Rufus A. Kind of a pain to dance around the name, though. Mind if I just call you Alberia when no one's looking? Do as you will. I doubt it'll turn into many heads these days. It's an honor to finally make the vaunted Spriggan's acquaintance, especially after my limited range of activity in Edith. Feels backwards coming from an ex-big shot like yourself. But more importantly, you really came in clutch for my pal in his last moments. Getting a chance to give him a final send-off was lucky enough, but bringing Marielle along to do the same was a cherry on top. So, even after accounting for Swin and Nadia's stitch, that just leaves me a debt I am to pay back. He's the one responsible for that. I was wondering how the fuck Maribel got there. Maribel? It's Arkwright. I was merely repaying my own personal debt to the man. People do say that the one for save for one that's so streetwise, you place uncharacteristic emphasis on obligational duty. But even still, to have you so indirectly beholden to me is a tad discomforting. And here I could have sworn I was talking to the most shameless opportunist this side of Zemuria. One good turn deserves another, so feel free to call in a favor whenever it suits you. So long as it doesn't cross my boundaries, that is. I'm the kind of guy who's set in his ways. Duly noted. Evidently, we are more compatible than I gave us credit for. Much as I hate to admit it. Sir Arkwright is surprisingly open-minded to deal with Rufus so freely. Those who do tend to wind up being cajoled into something or outright used for his benefit. Though, I suppose those tendencies of his have changed somewhat since he met Lapis, Nadia, and Swin. Is that so? I'm not familiar with Mr. Alberia, but your sister, Mr. Arkwright, is certainly correct. This event of ours has gathered people of many walks, be it Thor's, the church, or otherwise. The opportunities we present in doing so may well prove more significant than the training itself. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, we prepared additional sweets and delicacies for your enjoyment. We will bring them around shortly. Feel free to call us if we can be of any service to you. Oh, damn! That's from the Erebonian place. The one that caters to the Imperial family itself. Hold your horses, Vaughn. Better wait till I've got a bit more room in the old stomach before I dig into those. Trying additional sweets will change the location of some characters and provide new topics of discussion. Ew. They say this is the Empire's ultimate dessert. The Empress of Chocolate Cakes herself. The Cher Tort. I'd probably watch that name. Ma, you certainly know your stuff. It was made fresh in the Empire just this morning and air delivered here. Shall I cut you a piece? Yes!
この艶やかなフォンダンの中に濃厚な甘さのチョコバターケーキと甘酸っぱいアプリコットジャムが染み込ませてあるそうじゃねえか。それじゃあ一切れ、いや二切れ。ホール丸ごとちょうだい。おま。バン、このケーキすっごく美味しそうだね。ナーディアたちにも食べさせたいけど日持ちしないだろうししょうがないかな。丸ごと渡してやってくれや。いただく
ね。She scooped that up real quick.
すっごく美味しそうなケーキでしたね。私もぜひ。ってバンさん？
帝国の至宝。俺の女王が。一応予備のホールがバックヤードにございますので。
Shortly after, Vaughn got sliced in the backup shark tort and the maid brought out. Prize in hand, the two took the time to slowly savor its rich and delicate sweetness. Lapis tried to get more, but he stopped her. The conversation is still flowing. At this point, I kind of just want to grab a coffee and put it on my feet. But, like I thought, there was a lot going on here. Guess I'll keep sniffing out leads. More people to talk to! Okay. What are you guys talking about over here? It's an honor to meet you once again, Miss Young Divine Blade. Neither the Empire's campaign nor the subsequent crisis in Crossbow would have reached a resolution were it not for you. Oh no, I couldn't have done without with the help of all my friends and allies. Father Bergar and Marduk had a hand in things too, I'm told. Indeed, though Marduk's cooperation was more closely aligned with Operation Millie Mirage, we called upon the various Jaeger Corps across the Murray and facilitated their contract with the Wiseland army. I hadn't realized. If anyone could have pulled that off, it's your company. As for myself, being unable to act in any official capacity, a modest bit of assistance to the Radiant Wings was the best I could provide. This totally compensates for that, but allow me to express how proud I am of what Guys was able to accomplish with all of you. It doesn't just get more independent. It doesn't get more independent with him, even compared to the rest of Class 7. You were still sure you had passed away all the way up until late last December, was it? Yes, our first reunion in 3 years. I had expected some measure of anger, but instead he simply embraced me without so much as a word. Far and discipline than I deserved, and that one. That sounds like him, alright. I mean, call Guys his acquaintance of the day as a result of Mara's technological partnership with the Church. He is as exceptional a youth as they claim, diligent in his self-betterment and as mighty as any dominion. Above all, is his ability to become one with the wind. Would that my sister could follow his example. Wait, are you saying? Ah, yes, I've heard all the tell of this from their elder. But supposedly the people of the Nord Highlands share a common ancestor with the Kruga. Yes, though not at all a recent one. Our connection is what's described as that of distant kinsmen. Around 1,000 years ago, during the chaos after the Great Collapse, the Nord tribe migrated from the Central East to the northwestern Cimmeria. The Kruga, on the other hand, remain in the Central East, with each tribe bound to act as the protectors of their respective regions. I never knew. Such is also written in the Testaments, making it more fact than mere folklore. It is due to in part of my curiosity over that very verse that I was compelled to travel to Nord, and you ended up finding another disciple there. Call that fate at work. From what I hear, the Nord tribe taps into the breath of the winds and the Kruga of flames. Apparently those winds did their part in helping the Empire's curse blow over. So, exactly what role are the flames meant to play? Well... You groaned, Vaughn, pressing such an incisive point of this at all moments. Truly, have you done credit to your reputation as a drop-off disciple, to put it in the mother's cell as Father Leon's terms? Well, excuse me for not being a valedictorian. And for the record, compared to Gaius, those two are practically still thumb-sucking little rugrats themselves. Now, be at ease. Consider this a friendly student rivalry of sorts. How? Leon disses me like a stab to the jugular. Regardless, I've already distanced myself from the Kruga tribe's charge. It will have to be Farid who gives the answer you seek, or rather, who uncovers it alongside you all. Ah, forget it. Dancing around topics nothing new for me. My apologies. This is generally the best I'm able to answer. Although, there is more I can divulge if you were to become her groom, and thus a brother of the Kruga. Whoa! Warn a guy before you start busting out the crazy hypotheticals. And since when have you ever smiled like that? If it looks to kill, it'll be capital murder. An overreactive imagination on your part. Looks like the expectations weigh heavy on him, in every direction at that. Much like yourself in the recent past. Do try to foster a cordial relationship if you could. Of course, I was already hoping to. Oh boy. Alright, what are you guys talking about? Oh, Vaughn, that cake was absolutely delectable. Absolutely. It makes me wish I'd paid the original shot to visit with Donnie while infiltrating the Imperial capital 2 years back. I don't even know where to start with that sentence. But wait, the whole thing already? Look, specialty cakes like that are something master patissiers pour their entire souls into. I don't think she cares. So they call these Millie Filet. The creaminess, the crispiness, it's to die for. Listen, you! There, Vaughn. Wow, Lapis, you sure have a big appetite. I remember you staring holes into the food at Montmar, too, back when you were a fairy. Seconds away from drooling, even. The star sight had Yume dead set on feeding you. Even in her previous body, she was an unfathomable glutton. But this new stage of development likely allows her to consume more than ever before. Bad news for Swin and Nadia's savings. Though I bet a certain rook's got a nest egg hidden away. Oh, you sent yourself some Chartot too. The place it came from gained a high-end rep over its long history. Must be a rare treat, even for an Erebonian. Actually, a close relative of mine has a fondness for it, so I do get some from her on occasion. Is that her sister? Miriam? What was her name? Miriam? I can't remember her name. It's not Miriam. I can't remember her name. Fuck me. She's been holding off nowadays, though, out of consideration for her weight. Her latest fixation is pretzels, per our condition of our cross-bellion acquaintance. Oh, now you got my attention. Pretzels are made from a totally different type of dough, I hear. Fill me on what those are exactly. A pretzel is a dense, chewy bread made by twisting dough and then baking it. From sweet, savory, salted honey to crispy bacon wrapped, every kind is worth a try. Oh, those do sound tasty. And a good fit for field rations, too. Yeah, one theory even says that they were first made in monasteries as shelf-stable food during the Dark Ages. They've all eaten so much that their dessert discussions are no less lively for it. I'm sure it'll be even livelier where... Milliam, that's the name! I was close. Milliam. I couldn't remember her name for the life of me. Yo, Arkwright, make the rounds again. Also never stops for you, does it? I could stand and learn about driving business from a self-employed man such as yourself. This ain't about talking shop. Your little trail just had so much combined fishiness that I could practically see the stink lines. Sounds rich coming from me, I know, but on some level, I'm the most stand-up guy here. Might have to give you that one. The both of us do share dark history, as well as an association with a certain letter of the alphabet. I also seem to recall appealing to the Azure Chevalier during my tenure as their Noble Alliance's Chief of Staff for the Civil War. Oh yeah, that did happen. Maybe put her in a way that doesn't make me sound like a bad sound like a bad situationship, though. It's true there's no particular amity between us. I mean, Fate has tied us together, however, closely. With your freelancing practice underway, I'm sure the time will come when I'll have need to hire you. Use and abuse me, more like. So, what are you mixed in with these two for? Hashing out that contractor work Mirabelle brought up. It is as you surmise, yes. There are some minor points to discuss, now that they, like you, are external testers for Marduk Total Security Company. Well, in any case, I can't really expect a lot of backing. So I'm getting some from them in exchange for trial running a new, well, let's call it a vehicle. You know the situation with Lapis well enough that I have no need to explicate my any further. Blech. Though, though it bears mentioning that it is largely due to the goodwill of Master George after his transfer to Marduk. Again with the casual secret spilling. Not that Renee hasn't already filled me in on that. Or I keep saying Renee, it's Ren. Shit. As for this trial run, I think I'm catching on. Guess that has to do with where you're headed after this. My lips are sealed. At any rate, Marduk has made external testers of us all. Now, let's say we capitalize on this opportunity to deepen our bonds of camaraderie. Pass! So delightfully in sync. I'm expecting great things from you all. boy. So I see. So your dialects both originate from the northwestern regions of central Samaria. Seems so. That's the place my grandpapa was born and raised, after all. And you mentioned being from Emeros, right? Yep, one of the middle most of the free cities out right out south of Arteria. Wasn't a lot of people who sound like me, like I do, though. You'd find them more in the boonies up northways. Funny. I once had a Liberian merchant with her for a client, and she mentions having roots in the free cities too. Think I know just the guy you're talking about. You should do a cast-wide network though, an arc ride. You even got all chummy with two of my colleagues through Master Burkride, right? Burkride. Now you got a whole another slew of names to add to the list. Yeah, well, chummy is a strong word in those cases. But yeah, between the Thor's crew and Ironblood #1, it's been a lot of first meetings. Even you, I haven't seen in a while. For someone content to stay cooped up in his narrow little slice of Edith, though, this sort of thing is way out of my comfort zone. Ah, hooey. You got friends in high places from the guild to the CID, and your insights tracks under the table and go deeper than just hey you. Hi you. To say nothing of his connections at Marduk, all of it can be attributed to his personal magnetism, sure. If you lay off of this overselling before he puts me in the smack dab in the middle of Elzame and Ikaruga's crosshairs, throw some Liberian royals or airborne witches in on top of that, and I'm really having a meltdown. Alright, keep your shirt on. Yeesh, I'd rib about it, you jinxing it yourself, but you generally sound like warrant slap out over this. It's surprising. In for a Reg and for a Selg is a core tenet of Mr. Arkwright's style, as it were. Well, not to sound like Master Brigard, but if it means forging more ties, that's something to be valued. Friendly advice, though, you might want to rein back on cozying up to that den of snakes. Sorry to come down so hard. It's not gonna have any fair share of contacts there, too. But even if I take them over the cult of Armada, some of the heretics they got are nothing to laugh about. That includes a handful you're all too familiar with, like your good pal, the Oathbreaker. Familiar and pal are also strong words there, but I get what you're trying to say. Ain't something you gotta hammer in me though. I only ever judge people for the people they are. Still, I'll watch my step. Wouldn't want to get into hot water with your old self now, would I? I've long washed my hands of that. Just try to keep off of Escario's radar, alright? Oh boy. Underneath the goopball exterior, he's still a top-class Grosbear through and through. And according to Marduk's data, he went by more Grusi-tied until 6 years ago. The past is the past. What matters is how one lives in the present. Though, perhaps that rings a bit odd coming from me of all people. Zed. Mirabelle? What's gone into you all of a sudden? Oh, hush up and take the hug. I swear, you really are such a... Mirabelle, please, we're in public. Don't mind the rubberneckers. Giving you a big old squeeze is my only way to order business right now. This is all misunderstanding. She's embarrassed. Alright, that's probably about all I can poke and prod around about. Looks like the cards are turning in more places than I imagined. Well, whatever. Time to break this off and kick back with a good cup of joe. Sweet! Alright, we've talked to enough people. Let's proceed! Take a coffee break.
さて、盛り上がっているようで何よりだが、改めて私の方から挨拶をさせていただきたい。まずは、今回の実践テストへの参加に快く応じてくれたことに重ねて感謝したい。何分、開発が急だったので懸念も多かったが、 想像以上に素晴らしい成果を確認することができた。テストで判明した不具合については速やかに対処し、すぐにでもアップデートさせていただこう。社外テスターの諸君やそうでない方々も含めて、今後とも我が社といい関係を結んでくれると幸いだ。
やはり底知れない感じがするな。ああ、黒の工房長ほど悪辣じゃないと信じたいところだが。
同じくらい得体の知れない企業だとは思いますが。
いやー、今回は俺が来て正解でしたわ。うさんくさすぎてガイウスとか向かへんでしょうし、セリスとかひっくり返しかねんでしょうから。
あやつの気質ではな。だがそういうお主は。
この体については感謝してるけど、かなりの借りを作っちゃったのよね。
ああ、マイスターの行為とは別にね。さすがはラツワン GM、 いや CEO 陣の意向かな。
ご存知かもしれないが、現在我が社は共和国の去る計画に全面的に協力している。社内リソースの大部分を割いているため、いろいろ手が回らないところも出てきていてね。その意味でもしかしたら間接的な形で皆さんに何らかの打診があるかもしれない。もちろん強制でも何でもないが、興味があれば検討をお願いしたいところだ。
何かあんのか。
アルティナさん、エプスタイン財団の帝国支部にも所属しているそうですけど。
ええ、ひょっとして。うちからは何とも。まあ昭和 GM ならではの裏技やな。
さて、お堅い話はこのくらいにして、本日は諸君にホテルの部屋も用意してある。ラバンス市内の三つ星ホテルだ。どうか心ゆくまで疲れを。失礼。いや、申し訳ない。たった今興味深いニュースが届いてね。カルバードからの実況中継だ。せっかくなのでこの場で映像を出そうか。
先ほど大統領府より急遽発表された通り、2回目の動力ロケットの発射が行われるようです。3回目の有人宇宙飛行の安全性を確認する予行演習という位置づけとなりますが。
何？
予定だと2週間後では？
前倒しされたということか。
いよいよ打ち上げのカウントダウンが始まるようです。
現地 3D カメラの接続許可も出たか。アールトン SC、AR にしてくれたまえ。
ああ、もうこんなの不意打ちやろ。でもせっかくや、かぶりつきで見させてもらうで。
これはさっきと同じ AR 映像かよ。
Not a little too close to the rocket launch?
カウントダウンを開始。
But then it is VR, so this doesn't matter.
ユイ、セット、シス、サンク、カト、トロワ、ドゥ、アン、ゼロ。 戻った。
AR で終えるのはここまでだ。あとは
プロメテウス4からの映像となる。
エリシオンでもたどり着けなかった場所か。
They reached it though. They blew up. I remember that.
人型か。
となると本番の登場ユニットっちゅうんは
共和国軍のアサルトフレームですが、あの機体バランスは。
こちら通信観測衛星プロメテウス4有人シミュレーション筐体 EXD とのリンクを完了しました。現在コックピット内気温20度、機密シールド正常、酸素濃度基準値クリア。これより24時間待機の後帰還ミッションへと移行します。
スターテイカー計画第2段階のフェーズ1が完了したことを宣言する。 EXD の帰還が成功した暁には第3段階も前倒しに実施されるだろう。本日の打ち上げは急遽前倒しとなったが、次こそは大統領府の事前発表がある予定だ。それほどお待たせはしないだろう。引き続き本計画への応援をよろしくお願いする。
ゼ空宇宙軍基地指令センターからの中継をお伝えしました。帰還ミッションの結果についてと今後の日程については判明次第。
すぐに共和国に戻るとするが。
ええ、どうやらいろんなもんが前倒しに動き出しそうですからね。
各種中間報告は済ませました。私もこのまま出港業務に戻れます。
じゃあ一緒に戻りましょう。お兄ちゃん、ミラベルさん、 GM さんに皆さんもお世話になりました。
あの筐体のシルエット、もしかしなくてもあれが。ああ、俺たちが共和国に非公式に招待された主目的だろ
う。お二人の相棒と共にですね。
Is that the robots?
俺の機体は帝都空港から民間の飛行船貨物に偽装して、クロウの機体は自由都市圏からわざわざこちらに運んだんだよな。ああ、せっかく足場を固めてたのに現地当局に借りを作る羽目になっちまった。まあ各種交渉関連費用も含めて全部共和国が肩代わりしやがったな。
そこまでしてお二人をどうしてバーゼル市に招待するのか、あのルーファスさんが動いているのもかなり気になりますし。
さすがに2年前のような怪しげな動きはしないと思うが、旦那は気にするだけ無駄だろう。あの GM とも気が合ってそうだしな。ってそういや、さっきのは何だったんだ。察するにエプスタイン財団方面で何かあるみたいだな。
ええ、実はプラトー主任から連絡があったばかりなのですが。あ、来た来た。
Hey, look who it is.
こっちこっち。
Is that Ikaruga?
時は至った。
八王が一振りとして回転の地へ至るべし。国神との立ち会いの果て、己が誠の獲物を見出すがよい。
Is that a Kafai or where the fuck his name is? Are we finally gonna see this man after so long?
あの宇宙計画ってどう考えても何か変よね。エリュシオンが届かなかった領域に手を伸ばしているのは驚きだけど、ルーファスはどうするつもりなの？
立場上あまり目立つつもりはないさ。君の新素体の鳴らしもあるからね。予定通りスウィン君たちと合流しつつバカンスとしゃれ込ませてもらおう。
ナーディアとスミ、この体を見てどう思うかな。
いやー、前の体は見てないけど溢れんばかりのキュートさやと思うけどな。さすがはローゼンベルク、そして君ならではの魅力なんやろう。
そうかしら。そういうケビンも悪くない名前ね。70点。69点くらいは可愛いかしら。
言いつつ渋めの点数やね。しかも言い直して下がっとるし。
忖度しないのが彼女の美徳だからね。ちなみに私は85点だった。
あんたもさりげにマウント取ってくるし。まったく。ともあれ、乗せてもろうて感謝ですわ。ラマンスの空港までとはいえ MK の送迎は遠慮したかったところですし。
君の肩書きを考えると直接乗りつけてもおかしくないだろうがね。第5位千の守り手殿。いや今は違うのかもしれないが、そのあたりもこんな形で我々に話を持ちかける理由なのかな。
さすが元鉄血の筆頭にして世界をたばかった極悪人なだけはある。さっきはアークライドたちに先生もいたから話せへんかったけど、こっからは悪い大人のターンや。ある目的のためしばらくの間あんたたちを雇わせてもらえへんかな。
Oh, that's concerning.
焚きつけすぎたかな。彼らをテストメンバーに選定したのはあくまで危機管理 AI の判断。まあついでに他の諸案件を片付けさせてもらったのは確かだが。
たくあんたほんま性格悪いな。リゼットにくらい本当のことを教えたってもええんとちゃうか。
だが今後を考えると確かに必要な布石ではあるだろう。事前連絡もなく早められた第2段階、すでに届いた第3段階の日程を考えるとこちらもギリギリの対応となるはずだ。
それはなあ、もうあのイケオジ大統領も何考えてんねん。いくら得体の知れない動きがあるからってあまりに急ぎすぎとちゃうか。
とはいえこちらが難色を示せば食い込んだ足場を無駄にしかねないからね。定常は財団に丸投げで構わない。せいぜい関係者も含めて頑張ってもらおう。我々はあくまでリソースを集中するだけだ。共和国が進めるスターテイカー計画、いや大統領閣下の剣を突き立てる計画に。
I don't know what to think about that. That sounds ominous. Oh boy, it's Ouroboros. Ah, it's this fucking asshole. I should have known. I should have recognized him from the fucking hair.
予想の数倍は盛り上がってるね。
カンパネルラ、一体どういうつもりかね。メールを見たが、こちらを手伝えないとは約束が違うんじゃないのかね。
ごめんごめん、僕も忙しくてさ。ちょっと表の状況が入り組みすぎてて、裏を手伝う余裕がなくなりそうなんだ。
今さらなんだね。だいたいハーウッドもいるはずだろう。見届けは必要だろうが、それ以外はあの男とイスレあたりに任せればいい。
いやー、それがあのおじさん、昨日から外国に出張したみたいでさ、適当に進めといてくれやって頼まれちゃったんだよね。まあ第三計画の一環らしいし、あの方も認められたみたいだよ。そんなわけで忙しくなりそうだから、片手間くらいしか手伝えないかな。
もういい。ならば君には頼まん。まったくハーウッドへ、日頃から私がどれだけ協力してやってると思う。こうなれば新人も含め動けるナンバーを手当たり次第。
新人ね、両方それどころじゃなさそうだけど、他のメンツは厳しいとして、この2人ならいけそうかな。
ごめんごめんカンパくん、ちょうど生配信してたとこでさ。
やあ、見届けを始めるみたいだが、追加の手が欲しくなったのかな。
Look at these guys.
察しが良くて助かるよ。と言っても僕の方がメインじゃない。計画の裏、博士の案件のフォローを頼みたいんだ。
はあ、例の MK 絡みだったか。
博士か。お世話にはなってるし、遠隔なら手伝ってあげなくもないかな。
よろしく頼むよ。裏とはいえ一応こちらにも関係しそうだからさ。あの方の最終計画、その第3段階たる英語回帰計画にね。
Are we ever gonna kill any of these assholes? Out of all the Ouroboros members, aside from Ren... Oh. Oh boy. As I was saying, aside from Ren, there's only, well, I shouldn't really say aside from Ren, only one person has died in all of Ouroboros. That's the fucking doctor from Sky. So, are we ever gonna kill any of these assholes? Or are they just gonna, like, stay recurring? Oh, fuck me.
Hey.
Yeah, I know how it works. What the fuck's this? Or Boris channel. The fuck? Short time prior.
「こちら通信観測衛星プロメテウス4有人シミュレーション筐体 EXD とのリンクを完了しました。現在コックピット内気温20度、機密シールド正常、酸素濃度基準値クリア。これより24時間待機の後帰還ミッションへと移行します。
チッスー、ウルリウルラレウロボラスつーかロケット発射やっばー。今回は生配信できてマジ神ってるわ。ダミータそうだっけ、めっかわじゃん。で同絶数とんでもないことになってるんだが。そりゃそうだ。こんな歴史的瞬間見逃したらバチクソ後悔するわな。人類は本当に宇宙にたどり着けるのか。今後も追ってっからついてきなよウロは。それじゃあ今日はこの辺でおっつー。高評価チャンネル登録もよろ
たん。Oh, okay. That's odd. Alright. Banned! It's now banned! That's funny. Okay. Fuck me. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up here. We're at that time. Don't know what the fuck that was about. But shit's moving. Gears are flowing. So we'll see what happens in the next part. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you then. Later.